What is going on, folks? Once again, Mr. Soul of a Man coming at you live one more time. So, I hope everybody out there is doing great and amazing. So, we're going to get straight into this thing, ladies and gentlemen. So, today we're going to be talking about the chosen versus the gifted. So, we're going to talk about the differences between the two and all of that good stuff. And growing up in my life, I understood that there were just going to be people who were gifted. You know, I remember in middle school there were these kids that could do backflips, and they could run fast, and I mean, back then that was cool. But you know, in that respect, they were gifted. I was always someone, I had to maybe it took me a few times, a few tries to catch on to something. But once I had it, I had it. For me, it was about repetition. That's how I learn. That's how I naturally still learn in the present day. So, you know, there were, there were people who, there are people who have to work extremely hard to really learn and maybe comprehend things. Hey, thank you, ma'am. So there are people out there who really need to who maybe need to work extra hard. Kids that are autistic, they're savants in one area of their lives, and maybe they have like social anxiety issues, things of that nature. But um for me, I always say, I always say the gift is given to the gifted, and it's it's great, it's great at times to get gifts, isn't it? Your birthday, Christmas, Valentine's Day for the ladies, and for those who don't have anxiety on that day, that's a whole nother talk for a whole nother day. But man, the gifts that we have are, not to be squandered. You may work with someone who's just amazing in the office or on the factory floor, or I'm not sure. Maybe they have an amazing memory. Maybe that's their gift. Maybe it's something where they, where they. Some people are just like they say, that's another great book, being book smart versus street smart. But anyway, some people maybe they're book smart, like they can excel in the classroom, man, and straight A's all through school, and they make it look, they make it look so easy. Then maybe some people are gifted at having an amazing work ethic, like they just don't stop. That motor is man, that motor is constantly going. Okay, so it's early, but we have a guest. Let's see who's coming on in. Okay, in three, two, one.
Hello.
Hey, how you
Good
doing?
morning.
Hey, good morning.
I'm good. I mean, I'm in California, so it's 7:47 for me. Where are you?
Oh, okay, okay, okay. Oh yeah, yeah. Okay, yeah. I'm down south, so it's yeah. So we're 2 hours ahead. So I'm in was it Central Standard Time? So yeah, so it's like about 13 minutes to 10. Yeah, about 13 minutes to 10.
Okay. Yeah. So it just popped a notification on my phone, and I had some great. I have some gap between now to work, and I love to join you in this. I see that you're talking about something that it's so important right now for people to uh, really tap into the true nature and follow their dreams and purpose. So I'm happy to exchange ideas with you here.
Yeah, so what I'm doing, innately in the beginning is just, talking about those who are, how people like you might have gone to school with somebody and they were just, they might have been smart in math or science or, or whatever, or they might have just been, great athletically, and they were just leaps and bounds above everybody. Like they just naturally had it. They didn't have to work hard for it. And it was just something it was just something, it was just something, that was just their gift. And that's just, naturally what it is,
Yeah.
like you may be able to see the foundations in things and put things together a little quicker than other people, like your perception and, well, you know what you're good at.
Well, yeah, but for me, it's like this. So there are things we're really good at, and as we call a gift, yes. But then there are things we're not so good at, but we're actually very passionate about, and we still need to do the work in order to get better at the thing that we are passionate about. But a lot of the times, some people are gifted at things and they're not so passionate about it. It's like it doesn't take them out of their comfort zones. Um, so I don't know if that has to do with what you're talking about, but that's my feelings about those two words like chosen and gifted. Um, Maybe the gifted one is the one who also has a strong passion for music, and they understand that they're not so good at it. They need to do some things to improve, but they can become really good at on the way and really like live the happiest life ever because they're so passionate about it. There's nothing better in life than we're doing what we love, right? And then we feel like we can be good at it. We can serve others with that passion, that gift.
Yep, and I have to agree with you on that. 100%. Sometimes it takes people, it may take people a little while in life to actually figure out, the passions and and actually getting the courage or maybe just getting the opportunity to, to just go to really just go for it, just to have it as to have a goal to be broken down into, I mean, have like dreams broken down into goals and just putting their best foot, putting their best foot forward and just saying like getting that mindset to say like, nothing is going to stop me from doing this because they just have a greater hunger and they just have something, maybe they can't explain it, something inside of them is pushing or propelling them to go out to do whatever
Yes,
it is that they're gifted at.
yes, yes, yes. I love that. Um, yeah, what you said about like having that drive, that internal drive, at times is more important than even the external support at times that you have because if you really have like make up your mind to really go after something and you understand their obstacles, their challenges, but you have that inner drive that you are willing to change your approach to how you see the challenges and keep going no matter what. It's really important. I think that's what makes a lot of people succeed in many areas. But it says I have 18 seconds here, so I might just have. I'll probably disappear. I'm new at this, and I've never done it before. But it was a pleasure.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, thank you for dropping in.
Yes, thank you for allowing me to be in. Bye. Take care.
All right. Yeah, like my amazing guest was just saying, it's important. You'll listen to people on this app. They'll tell you to believe in yourself and um, but you're naturally the person that has to do it. You're naturally the person that has to get it set in your mind to to do this thing, not, to me take it one day at a time, but to continue to do it, because it's like two people told me. So I was a guest on there's a young lady out here in Texas, Dr. Dawn. So I went on her podcast yesterday and there was, she basically was saying that, the grind is every day, it's getting up, it's it's the I like that Will Smith movie. I think the gentleman's name it was based off was Chris Garner. Man, did he go through some stuff? If you have not seen that movie, it's called, I believe it's called the Pursuit of Happiness. Yes, I believe it's called the Pursuit of Happiness, and I really would suggest it was Will Smith and his son was real young at the time. He got a chance to star in a movie with him, but that movie was about perseverance and man not giving up and but just an amazing movie. Like he went on to like he went on to do some like amazing things as far like in the investment sector, man. I don't know, I think he was out of Chicago. I don't know if he's still around, but just the things that he did in his life and how he never like he never he went through a lot, but he never stopped. That's the thing, man. That's the thing in this. Never you we some people like man like those folks up north with those storms and how the storm like the storms they it tragically unfortunately took lives and um now it's almost like those we lose things sometimes and we're gonna we're gonna lose people and it's there are some things you're probably never never going to get back but after you're thankful to still be alive and um to just be able to to assess what it is and once you start the rebuilding process to put the pieces of those puzzles to put the pieces of the puzzle back together and you look at that and you're like I'm still a firm believer that all things happen for a reason and in seasons and you're like man people probably couldn't imagine like I went through Hurricane Katrina so I mean I I understand believe you me because I remember going home and I remember like my neighbor it looked like man, they were like cars flipped up. They were like, man, I don't know. It was crazy, man. It was like the whole neighbor. It almost looked like what you would see out there on the news. It looked like somebody just dropped a bomb in a neighborhood. The whole neighborhood was gone. Like there were fish, on the ground. Everything was all muddy. There was fish in the house, and I heard, stories of, this is in Louisiana. People had like alligators in their house and stuff like that, man, snakes and like 7, 8 feet of water, what you saw out there was just wind damage. But, I think Katrina was more water than anything. But anyway, just to say that, you can come back from stuff. Through that I was homeless and, well, not just me, but my family, we were homeless and there was just a lot and it's just a lot that you have to go through and I was still in college at the time so and that was literally like my last semester in college like and I went to college locally and I wanted to always go away to school but I got a chance to do that later on that semester. I didn't want it to play out like that. But you know, like if I can look back at it and laugh, man, when I was going through that, I was on campus, all of these beautiful women, and I just not, uh just to mention that, I just really had no way to because I remember one young lady, she was like, well, hey, where's your vehicle? And I was like, how can you tell somebody your vehicle is literally like I don't know in the ocean? I don't know. Like literally, yeah, I'm good. Thank you for asking. It's like well, hey, how you doing? Like I mean, like well, hey, where's your vehicle? It's I don't know. But man, it's a shout out to Southern University in Baton Rouge, man, for taking me in and letting me finish college back then and all that good stuff. But again, the gifts are going to be given to the gifted, man. And you know, uh, but don't be fooled to say that those people still don't have to, like I had a conversation with somebody the other day about, actors and um those who are those people who, like entertainers, like athletes and musicians, all stuff like that. But those who are maybe like in arts, athletics, and all of that. But and we were talking about like hero worship and how we put people on a pedestal, and just to say that man, they are the best at what they do in the world, and they get but they're you know, and you can you know, and they are the best at they but it's we have a thing in our society where we put people on pedestals, and that's I said that's one thing, like if you saw your favorite celebrity, sometimes we go a little, because that's just how society is set up. But those people are, gifted, and maybe, there's those who are, gifted, who may not have gotten an opportunity. Maybe their growth was just a little stunted. Maybe, things happen, they made the wrong decision here and there. Sometimes making the wrong decision one time can cost you everything. I get that. So somebody had a question about how can you work better with your gifts? Can I work better? Okay, so Ms. Lisa, can I work better with my gifts? Yep. Yeah, you can. Yeah, you definitely can work better with your gifts. The first thing is that it's you gotta, if nothing else, I always say, it's the ground room floor is saying that 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 you got something, you know and even if nobody else sees it, maybe other people see it in you, but you have to intangibly believe that you have something that you can share, or like if I could go back and like I had the ability to sit down and talk, like people, after they talk to me, they're like, oh man, yeah, I feel so much better, and blah blah blah. And that's I mean, that's a gift. That's just something. There are just gifts. There are just things that you intangibly have that you can't teach stuff. Like there are just innate things that are within us that that you just cannot, like, sometimes you just, like, people who play musical instruments by ear, the piano or whatever, it's just what it is. Like I have a number of like I have the gift of telling stories, I have the gift of writing. Sometimes you can kind of learn that stuff, but like some people are naturally funny. That's just what it is. Like some people have the ability to just walk in and just light up a room. Some people have the ability to just walk in a room and suck the energy out of it. But that's that's their gift, man. That's just I'm a healer, and I see a lot before it. Yeah. Yeah, well, no, as far as your spiritual gifts go, one thing that I did, like, for me personally, one thing that I do is that, if I every time I get a gift, I discover a new talent. Like when I was when I was in middle school, I wrote my first poem, and I forgot the teacher's name, Mr. Something. But he was like, "Hey, kiddo, I think you probably found a hidden talent there." And ever since then, I was writing poetry, short stories, and it went to music. I haven't written music in a while, but then it just went to other things, because I've always had a very overactive imagination. But that's just, probably being in front of the TV too long, reading too many books, cartoons and action movies, and and all of that. But it helped me to develop where I am today, and the gifts that you have to really you have to own it. You have to own it, as far as your your spiritual gifts go. And sometimes you're going to be, with any gift, you're going to maybe be a little jumpy with it, and a little it may in the beginning, it's going to test you. That's the thing. That's the thing about it. It's these gifts, especially when you're when you're talking about spiritual gifts. And I actually have a class that teaches people how to use their spiritual gifts, and what tells you what tell you what your gifts are and all that good stuff. So y'all want to sign up for the class, just hit me up, in the comments on YouTube, or go to one of my go to Instagram, and just hit me up there if you're on the Wisdom app, or just email me. But yeah, so I say, I always say the gifts go to the gifted. Some things, some things spiritually, not everybody's going to be tapped in. Yes, everybody can pray. Yes, we all have a soul and spirit. If you believe in that, if you don't believe in any of that, yeah, it's cool. It's, hey man, it's your vibe, it's your world. You got to live in it. That's what it is. I always say, if you believe in nothing else, it's just as long as you believe in yourself, give yourself some kind of value, knowing that you are powerful, and it's your gifts are going to continue to but I do feel like where you're called to work with like kids, I don't feel like where you're called to work with like kids or women. But keep that in mind. But yeah, so there's getting more to the chosen. um Not everybody's going to be chosen to, and not everybody's going to choose to use their gifts to take it to the next level. You may work with I don't know, people on a certain capacity. You may go to school and use your gifts in your certain field, and that may not, not everybody wants fame. And we all I feel innately want the opportunities to be, to just to be put in better positions. And you can use your gifts, and you can use your gifts and your talents for for better opportunities, and things of for things of that nature. Not everybody, not I'll say that not everybody can call on the hierarchy of um, their spirituality. Now, well, an example would be like, um, maybe calling on your ancestors, your angel guides. Having, uh, maybe they're not comfortable talking to God. Maybe they, if you're Catholic, you want to go to the local, to the church, and talk to the and talk to the priest. So I mean, yeah, it's okay. But um the chosen few moving forward are going to move out into this world and do some righteous things. And it's moving, moving forward into this next year. A lot of us are going to be leveling up. A lot of us are going to be leveling up, a whole lot, and who we, and who we are. Is it the being chose, like, okay, like if you're at a job, and some people may know somebody, and they may, it may help them to move up faster if they're, um if they're qualified or not. Like, there are probably a lot of unqualified people in positions, but those who are chosen, and uh sometimes you're chosen and you're gifted, and you probably don't even know. And you're probably, maybe today is the day you're going through this, you're going through this thing called your spiritual awakening, and you're wondering what's going on because it's a total mind shift. I mean, there are things, people clear this and, clear cognizant and clear audio, and that's cool, if you want to take maybe a scientific approach and look at things. And we all, how we are, we're creatures of habit. We have everything has to be labeled and everything has to have a name. But I'll be honest with you. There are things that I can personally do. You can't put a name on it. You'd probably have to flip through the comic books to I'm telling you, you'd have to you know, you gotta, you'd probably have to flip to the comic books. If you're a comic book fan, Marvel, DC, whatever, to understand. I'm not saying I can fly and jump. I'm not saying I can do all that. And I have super strength, but there's a veil between between our solid 3D reality and the spiritual reality. Sometimes throughout the year, that veil is very thin. Transform through a storm. I got to get you on here, man, so we can talk about this stuff. Because man, I would love to. But anyway, um, we gotta set that up. We're gonna set that up for this week. But anyway, like there are different ways of, there are different tools that you could use for divination. Tarot, oracle cards. People, if you're deeply devoutly religious, you'll look at that and say, well, that is, some people say, oh, well, that's the devil. And I don't deal with the devil or demons. So I don't, me personally, I don't see it, I know every deck has its own nature, so, but, people can go in nature and divine. Man, so many different ways that you can, people who are very spiritually tapped in tune can work with the very essence of nature itself. Um, talking about, the wind, rain, the earth, ocean, lakes, the animals and all of that stuff. But that's man, that be the story for another day. But the is everybody going to be chosen? No. But you do have chances and opportunities to be happy in your life, and I deserve, well, yeah, I'll say that I deserve it. I mean, I know I want it, and I know I deserve it, and I know a lot of you out there listening. You feel something. If you're feeling something different in your life, and if you need somebody to talk to, I'm telling you, I do this, man. I do this. I've been doing this for some years now. I was, I worked in the holistic industry as a massage therapist. I got all of these certificates and blah blah blah. Just working with people, dealing with energy and understanding the anatomy and the human body, and just talking to people, the psychology of it, understanding how the mind works. And I didn't really understand that until somebody told me about it, really literally, recently. But I'm grateful for that. I'm grateful for I'm grateful for that experience. Like when I worked in that industry, it was I loved what I did and it was cool, but it was just just time to move on. But I was gifted. I was gifted, and I got better. Like I said, for me, it's it's the repetition of it, doing it over and over and over and over and over again. That's how that's how you use these gifts. That's the mindset. That's the mindset. Doing it like or I think Kevin Hart said that, man. Like getting up, knowing that you're in that same position, but keep doing it until it takes traction. Like people, I do feel this, that people want to see those that are consistent. They, you never, like somebody said, man, you never know. It could be the CEO of something, or the president of this and that. Maybe they're looking for you. Maybe they want you to come and speak to, maybe they want you to come and speak to, whoever, whatever. So just saying that, use the opportunity and, all the social media and all this stuff, use it to the betterment of, to will to help you to, get to where you need to be. Because you know how it was before. You had to know this person to know that person to know this person to know that person to get an opportunity or an interview at this company and blah blah blah. But times have changed. We have, we have access now. We have access, and good, bad, or indifferent. Yeah, we probably giving up a lot of our privacy and all of that stuff. Yeah, they sold our information. I get all of that, but you can you can still use it. There's ways to, you know if a system is made by someone who's human, that system can be changed. That system can be, you can use that system for the betterment of your life. I'll just say that. Yeah, I'll just, I'll just say that, and but there's so many different, there's so many, like, I just, when I used to see people who were gifted, like, I remember, like, middle school, there was just a whole class, like these kids that were, like the smart kids and stuff like that. And looking at it now, I would rather be chosen than just, somebody like, well, hey, than someone who's gifted. Like I always say, we all may get our chance to shine as a kid, or whatever like that. Some people get it all through life. That's cool. It's very rare that happens, but I'd rather shine now, than back then. Probably give you a lot of good, great childhood memories, but other than that, just to say that there are, man, there's so many, there's so much coming. Man, there's just so much coming. One thing I'll say is, definitely just keep an eye on the weather as far as, going through these winter months. But other than that, I know that, I can say that, my God that I pray to is amazing. And the things that are coming, the opportunities that I've had, the opportunities that I will be having are going to be amazing, and the opportunities that you're going to be having, are going to be, are going to be, equally as amazing. So I would just tell you to continue what it is. Just continue what you're doing. That's the main thing, and your growth is going to be impeccable, and it's going to be very telling, and who you are, and you're going to sneak up on a lot of people, and and it's by grace. That's the thing. You were, the thing is that, you didn't give up, you didn't throw in the towel, and you're, a lot of us are going to be, greatly, a lot of us are going to be greatly rewarded. If you're still trying to figure some stuff out, that's okay. The year ain't over yet. So, just use the time. I know people, the holidays, people are stressed out. Me, am I stressed out this year? I am not. Do I have stuff going on? Yes. But, there's only, it's just, there's only so much that you can do for every situation, man. And shout out to all of those people that, that are just digging in and just moving forward, and that are greatly preparing, and that, that are silently about to make some amazing moves out there, man. Without the millions and millions of followers on social media, people who just, who are just diligent. You put yourself out there, you had a feeling about something and you went with it, man, and the reward is going to be um, all of the great advantages and opportunity. Like when you're able to, people who've been just in something for years or standing in line, or, whatever, and you're able to leapfrog them, and um, you're able to put yourself in a position, and that's going to help other people who didn't necessarily get those those sorry, other people who didn't naturally get you know those opportunities to just to be in somebody would say, being in situations, or being in a situation or situations that you're not even qualified for, not that you lied on your resume, but somebody saw something in you, and there's nothing wrong with that, man. It's like sometimes it's interesting. Other people can see things, um, other people can see things that are that are within us that we can't even see, or you never know what um you never know how you're, like somebody told me, like, "Hey, people are watching you, and they're probably emulating you, how you talk, and blah blah blah." And I'm like, nah, there's no way. I mean, yeah, I'm on social media, but um I don't, right, like for now, I don't have I have gifts, I understand that, but I don't at this point, I'm just saying at this point, I'm not one with, I know I have a voice and I can use it, and and I can impact people's lives and all of that. But you never think that, you just never think, like, maybe where you are, like, people are, kind of watching you, and and blah blah blah. But maybe because your stuff doesn't naturally go viral, or whatever, whatever the case may be. But I know that there are, there are greater things out here for me to, to do. And man, it's just, for someone out there, for a few people out there, I'll just say, man, one great decision to value yourself can change everything. And I'll say that again. One great major decision in your life can help you, can help you tremendously, and valuing yourself, and once you do that, that's going to help to really, it's going to help everything to take shape, um and that's going to be, that's going to be the main catalyst that starts this, that continues this chain reaction that, that you're naturally going through. And and it's going to help you to, it's going to help you to move forward. Now, some of those other gifted folks, they are, maybe they're happy where they are, and that's cool, man. That's good if you're in a good place, and you're like, this is it for me. This is what I'm doing. I'm comfortable here. But for the chosen, there are gonna be sometimes some uncomfortable situations, man. Like if I go on somebody's podcast or somebody's radio show, and you got the cameras on you, and the mic is hot, and you never, and this thing is going all over the world. You never know who's listening. You never know who's going to be impacted from who's going to be impacted by what you're saying, how you're saying it, because sometimes like what I do, as far as being I like to say spiritual consultant, or spiritual life coach for those out there who are listening. The main thing, the main thing with it is that when you say stuff and when you're helping people, it's almost like its own form of therapy. Because you're because people are depending on you, one, to listen, and two, to help them cut through all of that, maybe trauma or whatever, emotional, whatever it is that they're going through, and help them to have that aha moment. It's like, oh, you know what? I feel this way when I'm around the color red, because I didn't get that, red tricycle when I was 3 years old. Now, that sounds funny, but I'm just saying, it's getting through it, man. It's like cutting through helping them to cut through the trauma. I mean, this is, I see I see a lot of people with the term, who want to jump into the life coaching, and I understand it, but it's you have to be a very special person. You have to be very dedicated to just naturally want to listen, and just naturally want to help people, especially right, especially when you have especially when you have your own stuff going on. Seriously, you have your own issues, or whatever going on in your life. Transform through the storm says, yes, the chosen don't have a choice. Our gifts are our purpose. Yeah. Oh, beautifully said. Let me say it again. From Transform Through the Storm. Yes, the chosen don't have a choice. Our gifts are our purpose. The gifted choose when to use these gifts. I should say, yes, speak. I've been dealing with this. Yeah, I'm gonna reach out to you after this. But yeah, it's true what you said. Yes, the chosen don't have a choice. Our gifts are our purpose. The gifted choose, right. So like if you're gifted at something, and you just make a decision, well, I'm gonna, I feel like, maybe you were great at tennis when you were, I don't know, younger, and you didn't go pro. So you can say, well, maybe I'll go play in a charity tournament, or something, or maybe I'll just go do it for some exercise. But we who are the chosen, and we our gifts are, our gifts are naturally our bread and butter. This is where this is where we feel at home. And you know I mean, for me, if I want greater things in life, I have to, I gotta, I have to use them. I have to be able to do this on a daily, because if I don't, then I'm doing something else, and that makes me very unhappy. So, and you know, happiness is very key. Happiness is very key as you're moving forward in life. As you're easing on down as you're easing on down your yellow brick road. But if you are on the wisdom app, please follow me on here, and please follow me on my YouTube channel, and also on my Instagram too. And if you guys would like to book if you guys would like to book a session with me, go to my Instagram, click on, in my bio, click on my LinkedIn, and I have it in my bio on the Wisdom app also. So check me out. I have some amazing things. But just know that this, if you feel like you're, if you feel like you're walking into your job every day and you feel like you're walking into a death sentence, you're probably one of those people that's like, you probably, well, one, you probably need to, to be doing something else. And, secondly, um, something in your life is probably about to change. I'll just say that, and if you've probably been feeling this way for a little while, but again, if you're happy with what you're doing, man, listen, I am happy for you. That's great. Like if you've been doing it for a long time, you're like, well, I'm gonna just do this until I retire, and but you can also make some moves. You can also make some moves, like work within that, because if you are chosen, if you are gifted, you can feel it. Like you can feel like it's weird. Like I'm so serious, man. Like every job I've ever had, I've been able to go there and like say like, you know what, I'm only going to be here X amount of time, and I try not to do that. Like the last job, I had, man, like earlier this year, oh man, I tried not to do that. It it was like a thorn in my side, and I made that call, and just wasn't in the cards for me to stay there. So, but as always, there's always a greater there's always a greater plan, out there for you, and I implore you to keep moving, and I know sometimes we need our alone time, sometimes we need a vacation, and all of that, but even while you're doing that, think some stuff through, write some stuff down. Don't have that stuck in the mud syndrome, like things aren't going to change, like the money doesn't look good now. You want to get people gifts for the holidays. I mean, you don't, I mean, I don't know. Everybody's situation is different. I wasn't going to put all that pressure on myself this year to like, I don't have any children. So, I mean, if I did do that, I probably just, I don't know, like if I had a cousin or something, who had some kids, I'd probably just buy stuff for them, or, maybe go to an orphanage, or, something, just do something valuable with my time that can have, do something valuable with your time that can have value within it. I always say one of the biggest things you can do is to invest in yourself, and that is believing in yourself with the time, and with all of that good stuff. The favor is so so the favor is in the flavor. So if it doesn't taste right, if it leaves a bitter taste on your tongue, it's probably not it, man. I'm telling you, it's probably definitely not it, seriously. But it sometimes, we need something that's sweet and savory and palatable, and that goes down smooth. And some situations we find ourselves in may not be the case, but yeah, so that is the chosen versus the gifted, folks. And just want to thank everybody who was tuned in on YouTube, folks. I'm going to bid you an adieu. So thank you so much for tuning in. And again, if you guys want to book a session with me, please hit me up. I'm going to continue to talk on the Wisdom app and continue to have this thing move.